Do scope. This is Queez. Appreciate everybody's been rocking with the channel. Support, subscribe, hit that like button. We appreciate it all. Y'all know y'all seen them Nafisa comments, man. Y'all know y'all seen them comments, man. She was going in. She was going in. But if you follow the WNBA for the past couple of years, these are similar statements and feelings that a lot of them have expressed. You could probably do a laundry list of players from the top down that have said similar things or have said, more than this about the potential issues they have or what's going on in the league. And they always center around the same phrase. They don't feel like they're being valued. Now, I've done videos on the WNBA before of where they're projecting to go, tackle some of the issues in the past and some of the things that have came along the way. But the way Nafisa had put this together, it was more like I'm really not playing. I'm really not playing. It was literally like a somebody giving you the death eyes, the death stare. Like that, it seemed like that's what it was. She was reading off a paper. It was like, bro, I'm not playing with y'all. We are not playing. I think it's interesting because Nafisa is a co-owner of Unrivaled. And if y'all been looking at what the players been saying about Unrivaled, I'm not saying this was a leverage play, but I wouldn't be surprised that you were, everything that you were talking about what the league is not doing and how they're not treating their players. The players are saying Unrivaled is actually doing that for them. So I don't know. I think it might have been a leverage play. It could be like a, conquer from the inside. I don't know. Let's go. Let's take a step back here on some of the things she said. So if y'all haven't checked it out, this is a clip of what she said at the exit interview for the links.
It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money. It isn't ratings or even missed calls or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. Sorry, I had to walk here in my boot, I'm kind of. The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $60 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. Whoa. In that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle.
So y'all peep what she said, dog. She said, look, we got the best fans in the world, but the worst leadership in the world. Literally just giving you some of the basics and quotes from her conversation with Kathy, who is the WNBA commissioner. And nobody really a fan of as far as the players on the player side of it. They tired of her. They tired of her at this point. But look, they saying basically, look, we got the worst running higher ups in the league. Like the people, the commissioners, everybody up top is horrible. They don't care about the players. When you ask them, express your concerns, they don't budge. They just sit there. They even tell you that when you complain about the refs, only losers complain. Like they just kind of nudging them away. I ain't really trying to hear what you saying to us, so let me just get out of my face. We're gonna do what we do. And look, one of the things she says, every time it comes up and you see fans argue it as well, every time the players ask for higher compensation, because she pointed out, you got Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, you got some of these young Paige, you got some of these young stars in the league making almost nothing. Them rookie contracts is horrible. in a league that's constantly growing and their revenue share being so small, those rookie contracts should be a lot higher. It should be no reason Unrivaled can have an average salary of $220,000 and the WNBA is at $102,000. Now, to be fair, there's probably more WNBA players rostered and the overhead is a lot higher, on a per team basis. But still, if you look at Unrivaled, like, they're giving players equity, they're finding ways to increase the revenue share for the players. With the league, with that growing, like, their growth percentage is one of the highest ever, like, for a new business, right? For a new company. So you're talking about somebody that's constantly elevating and constantly providing a safe place for the players, where players, let me tell you what some of these players are saying about Unrivaled. They're telling you basically, like, first of all, every player in Unrivaled makes six figures, right? That's all bat, right? They can get bonuses on top of that. So this is some of the players feeling like Unrivaled has, they have the amenities. The amenities is one of the main things they talk about too as well, because they got the players living in luxury. There's quotes from players saying they actually feel like a professional athlete once they stepped on Unrivaled's structure, their campus per se. Player focused culture. They got a family room. They got all these type of things. A good training staff, resources, all available there. What a lot of players have criticized WNBA teams for lacking. Now it's up to the owners of that specific team to invest in that, but a lot of them haven't. You see a lot of them trying to do it these days, but they sitting there like, yo, it's certain teams out there that don't have these type of resources. So you got Unrivaled just coming off the bat that's ran by players, so you already got a bonus there. That's already giving you the players care about, the Fiza and Brianna care about y'all. They in the same league with y'all. But if you're not getting the same sentiments from up top, then you can't invest. You don't have any trust. That's the main issue. They have no trust in the WNBA commissioner or anybody that is on the other side of what they're fighting for. They have no trust. And when you don't have any trust, it creates an opportunity for Unrivaled, other people to step in and create that trust. That's why Kathy has to be going at the end of this year. She has to be going after the CBA is negotiated. There's no way you can keep her in there. The players don't trust her. They don't feel like she has their best interests. And when it comes down to that, you can't have a growing league that's thriving and there's a whole beef between you and the players are the one that's driving the league up. You can't have that. And you just talk about some of the, the one of the things I think is the biggest warning. The WNBA better. Well, we know what they're going to do. When it comes to CBA time, they're going to try to make it a point to not allow Unrivaled to be a big player, especially when the more the players leverage Unrivaled in CBA talks, because Brittany Griner said they've been doing that. Who else has said that? One more person said they were doing that. Gabby Williams said that as well, that they lean on Unrivaled to negotiate higher pay in the CBA. So the more these other owners keep hearing about Unrivaled, they're going to start trying to put that in their contracts. Now, what if they say no? I don't think these players will sign a CBA where they have Unrivaled being like something they can't do. I don't think the players will sign that. Honestly, they getting paid more for the most part. The league is growing, and they're probably going to put a lot of their resources and money into increasing that pay and that salary. I can't see the players signing that. And in the WNBA, God forbid, better not hope that two players don't go over there, because it's two players that are not participating that is still giving the WNBA an edge. That's Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark. You got one of the most popular players in the world, and then you got the best player in the world and the face of the league. If she go over there, that will flip everything. Now, the reason I'm saying it will flip everything is because now you got what's to stop Aja from becoming the face of Unrivaled? Because we know she's going to go over there and dominate, right? Like, what's stopping her from becoming the face of Unrivaled? And once she experienced the what they have there, she might be more outspoken about it, more favorable about it. And you might see her be one of the spokesmen. And if she starts spokeswoman about it, if she start doing that, oh man, WNBA going to have some issues on their hands. They're going to have some issues on their hands. Caitlin Clark go over there. That's going to already increase the ratings. Like, their ratings weren't too high. They did like 200 something thousand on average. The WNBA is doing like 800,000, like 1 million in most games. Obviously you don't expect them to get there. They don't got the TV deals and they don't got the marketing yet. They're new. I'm not expecting them to be close. But if you got those two players go over there, I bet you that number double, or if even triple. And now you're talking about having the same close ratings. Those are the type of the things. And if y'all think about it like this, they're not going to play Unrivaled and to do a WNBA season is taxing on the body. a lot of times these people are making deep playoff runs, and they're good players making deep playoff runs. It's going to be harder and harder to do those things. Like, your body's going to need the rest and then ramp up for the season and do it again. It's just going to be a lot on their bodies. At some point, players might have to choose. And if Unrivaled keeps going up, you might yearn for the 5-on-5 aspect of it. But I don't see people, the WNBA players, being married to tradition of, the way basketball is. It seemed like they just want to be valued and hoop. Whether it's 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 2-on-2, they want to hoop and be rewarded for their talents. So I'm not, compared to the men, I can't see the NBA players leaving the NBA to go do a 3-on-3 or Ice Cube's league, even if they pay triple the amount. I can't see that. But I could definitely see the WNBA players doing that because they already feel like they're being disrespected. So it's easier to make that transition. But Satu has also complained about certain things like the scheduling, and she has also stated Kathy doesn't care about them. So you have all these players. Ella Don, who was a staple in the league for a long time, retired, didn't hear from the commissioner at all. It's just courtesy things where people tally it up for you. Kathy gotta go. That's the end of this. Kathy gotta go. There's no way she can't be the face of the owner's side. She can't. Because the more she is, the more these players are going to keep throwing shots, keep talking about how disrespected they are, and now they don't even want to have a conversation with them. They call in offers a slap in the face. And what Nafisa is saying, sustainability is one of the things they keep retorting the players with. So they probably basically saying, we can't pay all this amount of money with, us probably, having a loss each year. Even with the TV deals, it's not sustainable to just jump up and give all this money without seeing, 10 years of growth or something like that. They probably coming from that angle. But like I said, the WNBA players are only looking for just a higher revenue share. They're not asking y'all to max them out, but the revenue share that they got, it's like 9%. They need some higher than that. But it's a lot of tension on both sides there. And this is the straw that broke the camel back, because now it's sitting there putting words to paper. It's different when you hear offers a slap in my face. They don't want to talk with us. They don't value us. But to put some of these quotes that Nafisa put, it's a little bit more now. You feel more for them, because this blasphemous to say, Caitlin Carter thanked the WNBA for her getting her platform and getting offers. Like, it's just condescending. It seems like, you really don't even care for her for real. You think it's a luxury for us to be in this league, like we don't got other options. I'm telling you, Nafisa being the one to do it makes this a lot more interesting, because she has the direct competition. It could be competition. Her doing it is a leverage play. I don't care what anybody says. I believe she mean everything she's saying, but that's definitely a leverage play, and I ain't mad at it. You gotta do what you gotta do. If the league ain't gonna listen, they ain't gonna communicate. You create an opportunity. You take care of your girls. You take care of your teammates. You take care of your peers. And that's the way you gotta go, man. But this is Through the Scope. This is just my thoughts on it. Let me know what y'all think. This is Queese. I'm out.